Here. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you all here. If the audio is okay and you can see me and everything's good to go, please type yes in the live chat so I can know that we're all good to go before we get started with sharing content. So go ahead and chime in the live chat, say yes if all is well. So if you are new here, I teach you everything that you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. I started an Etsy shop almost a year ago now, and we've had quite a bit of success. And I've started to teach how to do this on my own and how we've had success with this. And so I share everything that I've done that has allowed me to have success and get daily sales. I share it right here on my YouTube channel, and it hopefully will help you along your journey doing print on demand and selling on the Etsy marketplace. But if I can just get a few comments in the live chat here saying yes, audio is good, and then we will begin with this live stream. Okay. Well, I assume I'm good. If I'm not, if you guys can't hear me, let me know in the live chat, please. And then we can go from there. All right, so I wanted to first talk about how to make daily sales on Etsy. This is gonna be my main topic of this live stream. I'll be on for 30 minutes, so if you have questions, please let me know in the live chat. Ask those in the live chat, and I'll answer them after I share my tips on getting daily sales on Etsy. So tip number one to get daily sales on, okay, audio is good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So tip number one to getting daily sales on Etsy is being consistent. Consistency is key. Etsy loves to see you active on your shop. So if you're always adding listings every day, it will help improve the listing score of your listings as well as of your shop in whole. So you got to be consistent, always be adding listings every single day. Right now with my schedule, I'm doing 2 a day just because I'm busy with other projects that I'm doing. But if you have a lot of spare time, I suggest doing 5 listings a day. And when I started out, that's what I was doing. I was actively doing 5 listings a day, and it really helped kickstart my store to begin getting daily sales. So be consistent, add listings every single day. The more you build out your shop, the more opportunities you have to be found. And it is just a numbers game on Etsy, as I always mentioned before. And then Etsy just loves to see you being active. So the more active you are with messaging customers, with adding new listings, with changing your SEO, adding new listing photos, whatever it is, they love to see that you're an active store owner. So you got to be consistent in order to have success and get daily sales on Etsy. Tip number 2 is doing your competitor research, and specifically doing competitor research on seeing what your competitors are selling their t-shirts and their sweatshirts or whatever product it is, what price they're selling it for. So if you're selling t-shirts, you need to see what people are doing in your niche, see what they're offering and the price that they're offering it at to see if you can compete with that price point. So you don't want to be too far or a higher price, or else you're not going to be able to compete with the lower price ones. But with that being said, there are a lot of shop owners that are doing this in-house, so they're printing all their t-shirts themselves. Excuse me, they're doing it all in-house, and so you can't compete with them because their prices are $10 to $12 for a t-shirt, and you just can't compete. So you got to compete with that specific group that's doing print on demand. And the way to set yourself apart from these shops that may have lower price points is by having really unique creative designs that people will love and will be willing to pay any price for it. But you got to have a good price point to be competitive. So with that, doing competitor research, check prices as well as check to see what they're doing. What is it that they're doing with their listings that they like and that they're having success with, and see maybe things that they're doing that you don't like, and you can make adjustments according to your shop. What's cool with selling on Etsy is it's so transparent on what other sellers are doing and how they're having success. You can really study other shop owners and just see how their shop's built out, how their listings are built out, how their descriptions are built out, what type of listing photos they're using, what type of extra listing photos that they have, like what type of information they're showing in their listing photos. All things like that, you can really see what other sellers are doing and adjust accordingly within your own shop. So do competitor research, make sure your prices are right. That's tip number 2 for getting daily sales on Etsy. Tip number 3, and this one is so important to do, is improving your listing photos. So you gotta have really nice, high quality mockups. And if you're using just the Printful mockups or Printify mockups, it will not bring you much success. It wasn't until I switched over to fully using high quality mockups that I've purchased off of Etsy as when I started to really see an increase in sales and an increase in conversion in my shop. So make sure you're setting yourself apart by using the nicest photos possible, and the way you're creating your mockups, make sure you're doing it professionally. So if you're using over or Canva, whatever tool it is that you're using, make sure the way you're placing your design on that mock-up, it looks nice and professional. You turn the opacity down slightly so that it looks realistic and it doesn't look like it's just unprofessionally done so that it will look real and people will have a desire to click on it when it's in search results. So your whole mission with using high quality listing photos for your or for mockups is to set yourself apart from the other sellers. So your biggest goal is just to get that first click in search results. And then once you get that first click, the rest is just up to you on how you have your shop built out to hopefully convert them into a new customer. And so there's a lot of different mock-up shops you can use. There's so many nice mock-up shops who have really professional lifestyle photos that I suggest using. And you just search on Etsy, uh, mock-up for a Bella Canvas 3001 or mock-up for a Gildan 18,000, whatever it is you're selling. Search for it and check them out and use those mock-ups so that your shop will be set apart from the other shops. As well, I have my own mock-up shop. It's called Malama Mocks. It's in the beginning stages. We created it for our own shop just because we didn't exactly find what we wanted. So feel free to check out Malama Mocks. The link is in the description. But on top of ours, there's a lot of other really nice mock-up shops. So go and browse. Use high-quality listing photos to sell yourself apart to start getting daily sales. Tip number four, sorry, is to look at what is already working and double down on it. So if you have a t-shirt that is doing well and it's a specific design, let's say in the nurse niche or like the medical field niche, and it's doing well on a t-shirt, you need to double down on it and then go and add that to sweatshirts, to tank tops, to mugs, to whatever other product you can do, because you can so easily do this with print on demand, selling on Etsy with Printful or other print providers like Printify. But you got to double down and just spread yourself out after you've found something that is winning and doing well. And with this doubling down to other products, another thing you need to do is if you found a font color that's working or a font like a color scheme that's working really well and it's working good for you, you want to take it to another niche. So let's say, for the example I shared earlier, if you have a specific font and a color scheme that's working for the medical niche, take that to the teacher niche or to the outdoor niche, whatever it is, and then more likely than not, it will work in that niche as well because you found a winning design that you can then cross over to other niches. So think of ways you can double down on things that are already working. You don't need to overthink selling on Etsy. It really is pretty simple once you figure out the basics of it, and then just run with things that start to do well for you, and you'll continue to see an increase in sales and you'll see your shop take off. All right. And my last and final tip, and I mentioned this before, but it's so critical, is using proven SEO. If you're not using SEO that people are searching for, so specific keywords that people aren't searching for, you'll never be found and your shop will never be able to take off and you won't be getting daily sales. So I suggest to you now, after this live stream, go back, revisit all of your listings, make sure your tags are relevant and that it's keywords that people are actually searching for. So think just like a buyer. For example, the medical niche again, let's say t-shirt for nurses or nurse t-shirt or nurse t-shirt or whatever it is. You just have a very specific keyword that people will actually search for and make sure that's relevant across all 13 tags for your listing, as well as you're using all characters within your title. And if you're using relevant, proven SEO that's already working, you'll see your listings start to perform better and rank better in your Etsy shop. And ways that I like to find proven SEO is just by doing a general search for the niche that I'm selling in on Etsy, see listings that rank well on the first page, preferably towards the top of the page, ones that aren't promoting or aren't paying for ads. And as you do that, you know the ranking specifically for that keyword, and so you can then go and pull keywords from their titles and hopefully build out a really strong converting listing for your store. And never, just to clarify here, you never copy another seller's listing. So never copy their title or their tag. Just pull keywords from different sellers. Okay. All right. For those of you that just signed on here, my name is Brendan Dopp. I teach you everything about print on demand and Etsy. I'm sharing sharing tips to increase your daily sales on Etsy. And after this, I will be doing a live Q&A. So if you have questions, you can start adding those to the live chat now, and I will be answering any questions that you folks have to hopefully help you along with your print on demand journey. So just a recap of the 5 tips I share and I think are crucial to getting daily sales on Etsy is number 1, being consistent. Consistency is key. Number 2, doing your competitor research. Make sure your prices are correct and they're competitive within the other sellers on Etsy. Tip number 3 is improve listing photos. Tip number 4, look at what is already working and double down on it. And then tip number 5, you have to use proven SEO. Okay. So if you do that, you'll start to see an increase in sales in your shop. You'll see your shop start to take off and you'll start to have a lot of success. So if you have questions, please ask those in the live chat now. I will be on here until 11 o'clock. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask those and I'll be answering them the best that I can. If I'm not able to answer any of your questions, I'll be sure to answer them later on in the comment section of this video or over on my Facebook group, Print on Demand Warriors. If you haven't joined that yet, make sure you go and join. The link is in the description. So if you have questions, please throw those up in the live chat now, and I will gladly answer any questions that you have. Okay. Until I get questions, I'll be answering questions that I get often on my Facebook group as well as on my channel. Okay, so we got HKJ Squad. LOL, I made a sale monthly, not daily. So stick with it and those sales will come. I promise you. If you stick with or if you do the tips I've mentioned today, as well as follow the other suggestions I share on my channel, you'll start to see daily sales. I can promise you that from experience. All right, let's see here. Okay. What type of t-shirt is best to start with? I love the Bella Canvas 3001. Just preference because I think it's softer, it's comfier, customers have liked it more, but people also love the Gildan, but it just depends on what you'd like to do. If you'd like to order sample orders, you can on Printful, order a Bella Canvas 3001 as well as order a Gildan and see what one you like better, what print you like, how you like the print better on that specific shirt, as well as how you like, if you like the wash after, if it still fits well after. It's up to you, but I prefer the Bella Canvas 3001. Okay, any other questions? So I'll answer some of my questions that I get often until I see more questions pop up. Okay, Bella Vita. Hi, Brennan. I made my first sale last night. Is there anything I need to do next? Congratulations, Bella Vita. That is awesome. Super excited for you. I have a video on what to do after you get your first sale on Etsy. So if you go and watch that video, Bella Vita, it will show you exactly what you need to do. But once that order comes in on Etsy, I suggest messaging your customer, thanking them for supporting your small business. And then afterwards, you'll go to Printful. It may take a half hour or an hour for it to show up. If you'd like to refresh the data in your store on Printful, you can do that so that the listing will immediately show up. But if not, you can just wait till it will show up. It does take time. And then if you have it on automatic fulfillment, it will go ahead and just automatically go into fulfillment. It'll begin the production process and you don't need to do anything other than that. But if you don't have it on automatic fulfillment and you have it on manual fulfillment, you will need to go and go into Printful and then manually fulfill that. So you just need to submit it, approve it, make sure that all is well, the design is good, the size is correct, the address is correct, and then manually fulfill it, and then you'll be good to go. And then once that ships from Printful, it will notify your customer. Etsy will automatically update the tracking information and your customer will be notified of that. And once the item has been delivered, I like to message my customer and just let them know, hey, your product has been delivered. Please let us know if you have any issues or if you're happy with it. We want to make sure you're completely satisfied. Okay. So that's my suggestions, but go and watch that video. It will help you along the process after getting your first sale. And congrats again on getting your first sale. That's so exciting. All right, more questions. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, how do you have your tags in the same order as your titles on Etsy? So great question. I do. So how I build out my listing anytime is I will create my title. So I'll plug in my keywords for the title, then I'll copy paste the title into my tags. And then after I copy paste my title into the tags, if I need to add more tags, which you usually do because you have 13 tags to fill, I'll go and add the other tags. So to answer your question, Christine, yes, I do. I'll have the same order, but I don't think it necessarily matters. It's not critical to have it in the specific order. But I do have it just because of ease of access to be able to copy paste it. So Peggy, I'm here. Peggy, I was wondering if you could do a video on adding links to listings that have matching items. I was wondering if you could do a video on adding links to listings that have matching items. Peggy, great suggestion. I will add that to my video list. I have a big video list that I need to add, and I'm hopefully going to get to it in the near future. But awesome suggestions, Peggy. I will be sure to do that. Audio's good. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hi, Brennan. Hello, I made a sale month. Okay, good. What type of t-shirt does start? Sorry, I'm getting caught up on these comments here. I just seeing them come in now. Okay, so Christine, I hope I answered your question there. Peggy, could you do a video on adding links to listings that have matching items? Yes. Oh, thanks for advising. Hope that's going to work. Where are the best places to research SEO for my listings? Great question, jstrick42. I preferably like to ask my or do my keyword research on Etsy specifically because that's where the platform that I'm selling on. So I'll just do a general research, a general search of my specific niche that I'm selling in, and then I'll go and look at the listings that are ranking well on that first page near the top, ones that aren't paying for ads. It'll say promoted by ads, or it'll show you that they're paying for ads. And I'll ignore the first row, go down to the second row, and then look at their listing, see how it is. If it looks good and their SEO looks good, I'll pull keywords and SEO from that specific listing. So great question. There's other tools you can use as well, like Marmalade or eRank, but I've had more success just doing the keyword research specifically on the Etsy marketplace. So awesome question. Okay, what do you do with the customer never responds to your messages because the item lost in transit? Okay, if the item was lost in transit, I so this is interesting. Sometimes an item will show lost in transit, or it will show that it hasn't been delivered and it was ordered months, like a month ago or several weeks ago, and it's still in transit. And I'll message my customer and they won't respond. If I haven't heard from them, I'll reach out to Printful and I'll let them know, hey, this item hasn't been delivered yet, and I'm seeing what I need to do. And more often than not, if it shows that it hasn't been delivered yet, Printful will refund you for that product because it shows as lost in transit. But occasionally, I've had situations where it shows that it hasn't been delivered, and it's been showing that for the past few weeks. But I'll message my customer, and they'll get back to me, and they'll say, "No, I have received it. It was delivered a few days ago." So if you don't hear back from your customer, more likely than not, it was delivered. And if there's an issue, your customer is going to reach out to you and let you know, hey, I haven't received my product. What's going on? They'll let you know that they haven't received their product. But if you haven't heard from them and you've messaged them, I wouldn't worry about it. There's not much more you can do other than reach out to Printful and ask them if what's going on with it, and if it was lost in transit, showing that's lost in transit, they can refund you, and then you can either go and refund the customer once you hear back from them, or if they get back to you and they say, yeah, we haven't received it, you can send them a new one with that money that Printful refunded to you. So hopefully that answers your question. Peggy, I have watched a video on adding the link on your listing for matching items, but she was so fast and really couldn't follow her. You really are the best teacher for videos like this. Thank you, Peggy. I appreciate it. I will be sure to do a video like this. And if you remind me in the comment section down below or in the Facebook group, that will help me make note of this so that I'll be sure to do a video on this in the future. Great questions, though. Any other questions, please ask them in the live chat now. I'll be on here for a few more minutes answering any questions that you have. Okay, I'll answer a few questions here. So I created a shirt design but realized I didn't center it on the canvas. Is there a way to center all of the layers so everything is centered? So this is specific to Over. It also applies to Canva if you're using Canva. But on Over, if you have multiple designs or multiple graphics, multiple text boxes, you can easily highlight all of them. It's really simple. You just take your cursor and then click down, highlight all of the graphics in one on your canvas. And then once you highlight them all, you can then click and drag all of them together rather than having to individually do each one. So it makes it super easy and will allow you to speed up your workflow when you're designing. Okay, let's see if I got more questions. When buying mockups for my shop, should I buy all of the same store so they look the same and have shop unity in design, or can I mix and match to provide different looks? Great question, Jay Strick. It's up to you, preference of what you'd like to do. As of lately, we're starting to transition more to just using a specific mockup style and a specific model. I think it looks more realistic. It helps I think it builds trust between your customer. So I think now it makes your shop look more cohesive and cleaner if you use the same style of mockup from the same shop owner and specifically the same model for that specific listing. But in the past, I've used several different mockups, and we've had success with it. So I don't think it's critical, but for branding your shop and making your shop look really clean and cohesive, I think it's smart to use the exact same mockup or the same model mockup, and then for the different colors. I hope that makes sense and answers your question, but awesome question. Okay. Any other questions? On here for a few more minutes. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, make sure you do that. It's called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. There's an awesome place you can get answers to your questions that you have daily. And there's people who are selling, doing this real life, who are on there engaged, answering questions. So I highly suggest jumping in there if you're not in there already. Is it necessary to use Facebook, etc., to advertise on? So, Christine, I don't think it is. If you can organically rank for your listings with really good proven SEO, you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money on ads, specifically on Facebook. But something with this, if you have a winning design and you are ranking well for it, it becomes a bestseller on Etsy and you're getting several sales a day from that specific design, I would consider marketing that specific design so that you can scale it. So if you really want to scale it, you can either run ads on Etsy or you can run ads on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. There's so many different platforms now that you can run ads on. But if you're just wanting to scale a specific listing, you can. But if you're not at that point yet, I suggest focusing on really good proven SEO to rank organically to get organic sales, and that will work for you forever without having to spend a lot of money and invest in offsite ads. So hopefully that answers your questions. The mock-ups in your store are the best, and I have purchased many. Thank you, Peggy. I chat with you often on our shop. I appreciate all of your support, and we hope to continually add new mock-ups in the coming weeks so that there'll be fresh inventory for you guys. Bella Vita, any advice on how to turn views into sales? So a few suggestions on this is making sure your listing is really good, high quality photos, make sure they have all the necessary information, and there's no questions for your customer, so they'll know exactly what it is that they'll be receiving, and it'll leave all questions that they have answered for them. So you can also have a frequently asked questions section on your Etsy shop, so if they have any questions, they'll be answered there. And then with this as well, I suggest setting up an abandoned cart campaign and then a recently favorited campaign. And you can do this on Etsy under marketing on your Etsy shop manager dashboard. I have a video on setting up these campaigns. This way, if someone has favorited something, they viewed a listing, or they've added it to their cart and they've abandoned it, you can then, Etsy will automatically send them a coupon code or whatever it is, however you want to set it up, letting them know, hey, are you sure you want to leave this in the cart? Here's a 10% off coupon for your to purchase this item. And it's a great way to hopefully push them over the edge and to make that sale. So, and help them become a new customer. So hopefully that helps answer your question there, Bella Vita. All right. Can I ask when you recommend do 5 listing per day? Do you mean 5 different designs or same design but in different color? So I suggest doing 5 different designs. So sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. So you can do the same design on 5 different t-shirt colors and make them into individual listings, but I suggest doing 5 different unique designs to really start to build out your store and to have success and to cast your net wider. Great question. So if you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet and you're finding value in it, please give it a thumbs up. It will help out my channel, and it also help us help other people. But if you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, make sure you join the Facebook group. And I'm grateful for everyone tuning in. I'll answer one last question and then I'll be signing off. If I didn't get to your question yet, you can ask that in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to answer your questions after this live stream within the next few days. As well as you can ask your questions in the Facebook group and I'll answer them as well. I talked to Printful, but they told me to wait 4 more days, customer response, but there is no response at all. By the way, I found that item delivered after 1 more week on another site. Okay, so if it was delivered, it was delivered. But if it wasn't and it's been 4 days, obviously they'll refund you for it. But it sounds like all is well and it was delivered. It just took some time. Peggy, your video on campaigns was great, and I do that all the time now, sharing my listings on Facebook and asking my friends to share the link as well. Awesome, Peggy. Glad that I was able to help you out. Printful, we're amazed. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's fun to do these live streams and to connect with you folks and to be able to answer some questions that you have. Again, if I didn't answer any questions, please add that to the comment section down below. I'll be sure to answer them. As well, if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, Print on Demand Warriors, the link is in the description. I'll happily answer any questions there, as well as other members in that group will answer them. But please just keep keep with it, stick with it. I promise you, you'll start to see sales, you'll start to see success as you do the things that I share on my channel, because I share everything that has helped me to have success on my Etsy shop. And then the 5 tips I share today in this live stream, do those as well, and I can promise you'll start to see daily sales in your store. So you don't need to overcomplicate this. It's just really simple, but you got to be consistent and do the little things that matter, such as doing your trend research, using high quality listing photos, using proven SEO, and you'll start to see a lot of success. And this could become your full-time thing where you start to have this replace your main source of income. Or if you just want it to stay a little side hobby because you're busy, it could be a way to a way of means to support your vacations or to pay for kids' school or whatever it is. There's so much opportunity to make money online, and specifically on the Etsy marketplace. I have no background in e-commerce or selling online. I've just done the due diligence to learn and to learn everything I need to learn or know for selling on Etsy. And because I've done that, I've started to see daily sales to where this has been our main source of income. So I know it can happen for you guys too. Just stick with it. Don't get discouraged. If you do, just keep adding listings. You got to just work through it and sales will come. I can promise you that. And then once you get that first sale, all you got to do is rinse and repeat, and you'll start to see things take off as you get more reviews and build out your shop. It's just a snowball effect, and it'll just continually grow. So stick with it, my friends. If you haven't liked this video and you found value in it, please give it the thumbs up and go jump in my Facebook group so we can continue to connect there and help each other on our print on demand journey. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you guys later.